Hi, I'm Grant Nelson. This is my dog Bailey here to my left, and welcome to Mustache Off Grid. Woo! Alright guys, I'm using a hand grinder to grind up the deer sausage. This is what I use right here. I figured you guys might be interested in watching. I have a video on this from last year, canning deer sausage in hot lard, and I have a video on grinding deer sausage, just give you the gist of how it's done. But basically, you're just putting pieces of meat through there and turning the crank until it comes out. And I don't have a very good level surface here, so you'll see it'll be a little shaky, but I have to put this bowl under it so that it don't fall on the table. I could get a plate probably, but I don't own a plate. I just eat everything out of a bowl. So, just how I am, guys. But I'm just taking pieces of meat off the bones that were left over from processing it earlier that I showed you. Taking the meat off the bones, much of it as I can, and running it through the hand grinder there. And you can grind up some of the little ligaments and stuff. They kind of jam up the grinder a little bit, but you can put them into your sausage. I figured that this would be good for video because this is kind of what I'm working on today. Bailey likes them big bones. And you can get an electrical grinder, but I'm too cheap for that. No way am I going to do that. I don't mind the manual process, and I don't really grind a ton of meat. I'm planning to smoke most of this deer, so this seems plenty fine for me. And you kind of got to take your fingers and take it off there into the bowl a little bit. You can kind of reverse it out and put it back through. Sometimes that can help if it's getting real gunked up, because they do get gunked up, no doubt about that. And sometimes you got to take the thing apart and clean out all the ligaments and things like that for all the unfined cuts you're doing. But I mean, you can do this for a long time. You can pretty much go over the whole deer for hours and hours doing this and grind every little fine piece of meat if you want. If you got the time, why not? I got a few hours today. My parents are on the way down from Illinois, coming to visit, so I won't have as much time once they get down here, but I'll get it done. I think Bailey just collects those bones. I don't even think he really eats them. He just seems like he collects them, buries them somewhere. I don't know. Dogs are funny. Although this time I hear him chomping on it, I hear him cracking it with his teeth, so. But yeah, you're kind of just deboning it, you know, taking the meat off the bone and putting it through the grinder. I think you guys kind of get the gist of it, so I'll probably turn this part of the video to the next, you know, I'll turn it off and move on to the next section because I think you guys get the gist. Alright guys, now I'm going to mix some breakfast sausage seasoning into this. You can make your own seasoning, but this stuff I really like, so that's why I use it. I mean, I could make my own seasoning, and I probably will eventually, but this stuff's real good. I'm probably going to use about half the package because I think I'm going to have a little more to do tomorrow or this weekend. That seems pretty good. Just dumped it right in. We'll save the rest for, yeah, we'll go a little more. We'll save the rest for the rest of the deer. Because I just got maybe 2 more pounds left. And I usually make these in patties, but this time I'm just going to leave it as, I'm not going to do that. I got the cast iron with a little lard in it. I didn't mix any fat into this, which is usually what people do when they do deer sausage. But I figure I'm going to cook it in the fat anyway. I'm just going to cook it like you would ground beef for like tacos. I'm not going to make sausage patties like I usually do. And the reason for that is because I don't have as much lard. So I think that I could fit more in a jar if I do a loose pack and then seal it in with the lard. So I'll show you guys the process here, but I'm just mixing this sausage seasoning in here. I think that's pretty good. It's getting pretty close here. Alright, that's probably pretty good. So I'm just going to dump this right into the pot there. See, I think that'd probably be a pretty good angle for you guys to see. I'm going to try to cook the blood out. That's the key with this, is the more blood you have in it, the more chance you have of it spoiling. So I'm just trying to cook some of the blood out. It doesn't got to cook all the blood out, but just some. Alright guys, just stirring it a little more here. Just making sure, getting it done. Just kind of like I said, just kind of like ground taco meat or whatever. You're just kind of stirring it, getting all the raw pieces finished. Pretty good smelling, really. Just like good breakfast sausage. Alright guys, I think it's about done here. So now it's time to put it in the jars. I'm going to leave it cooking just while I'm putting it in the jars. And basically I'm just pouring it right in the jars. I'm going to try to make it fairly tight. Right. There's one. I'll probably wash the rims off a little bit after I'm done. This stuff is really good in chilies. It's really good just with potatoes in the morning or whatever. It's breakfast sausage, so I mean it's good stuff. And this stuff, I mean, I cooked it just perfect, honestly. I just tried that piece. Ooh, it got a little on my hand. That was pretty hot. I've got a spoon right here, so I'm gonna kind of press it down in the jars. I might actually even be able to fit a little more in because of that. That's probably good for one. Maybe a little more in this jar. And it's going to cook even more once I put the hot lard in, which is the next step, is just heating the hot lard. There's a couple jars there. I'm going to set these on the ground here. Bailey, get out of here. Come on. Get out of the way. Make a better door than a window, boy. He's getting in the way here. Got a little bird poop on this thing here. I'm going to clean that off. Don't want that in there. There's a bird crapped on that lid there, so I'm just going to keep the lid stacked over here. That seems like a pretty good spot to put them. I'm watching Bailey. I don't want him to get into these jars I'm setting out here, start eating it. He's being decent right now. He ain't being too bad. Alright, we'll put that in there. That seems pretty good. Three jars. We'll do 4 small jars, 1 big jar. I think that seems like a pretty good idea. And I'll have a couple more jars to do. Maybe I'll do more small jars. I kind of like the idea of doing more small jars, actually, because then I'll have more meals from it. We'll see what we got. People can't. This I need to get rid of my phone, guys. Need to get rid of my phone off grid. Four small jars, pretty good. We'll fill up a big jar now. They all got the same size lids, so that shouldn't affect them. I want to turn this off right now because it's, I can tell that it's kind of burning it a little now. That's okay, we're fine. Didn't burn it a lot, just a little bit. Alright, that's about all the meat we're going to get for that big jar there. We didn't have quite as much left as I thought. That's okay though. Alright, now I'm going to get the lard cooking. Got 5 lids right here. Set those off to the side because we're going to need all 5. Gotta get this jar down here. For this cast iron Dutch oven, we gotta get it down right here, and it's hot. So I need to get a handle for it. That would just make things so much easier, but not a big deal. We got her. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. That'll be seasoned real good for next time I cook. No, Bailey. That'll be seasoned good for next time I cook. Alright. Now I got a pot here. It's a regular steel pot. I got maybe a pound or 2 of lard. I could use more lard, but this is probably going to be enough for what I'm doing today. Lard's getting expensive. It's not like it was last year when I did this, where it was still fairly affordable. I mean, it's $22 for 10 pounds. Figure that. But lard is getting expensive, guys. That's part of the reason I got a pig, because lard's so expensive right now. I'm thinking about talking with some processors and seeing if I can get some sort of a deal, but you just never know. Alright. I think that that's probably enough lard. What's not, if it's too much, we'll pour what's left in a jar to use for cooking. Alright. So basically now I'm going to melt this lard down here. Next step. We're melting the lard. And then I'm going to pour it in these jars and close the lids. Alright guys, we about got it all the way to where it's pretty hot here. Probably give it a minute, just let it get real hot here. Then I'm going to pour it in these jars here. Get the camera set up, hopefully at a spot that you guys can see. I think maybe right there. Alright, we're going to shut this off. It's all melted down. Seems like I can hold it, which is good. You guys might be getting blocked by my shoe there. We might need to actually do a little more lard from what I'm seeing here. Wow, we missed bad there. That wasn't good. Alright, now once you got all your jars full, take your lids, probably take a knife and poke some of these down. You want them to kind of be underneath the lard if you can, but it's pretty cool weather, so either way it'll be fine, and it should still be alright either way, but you kind of want these underneath the lard. They should suction down. They should suction down. You might have to take your feet and kind of tighten them a little bit, and they will pop. And they can get very hot, so you got to be careful doing this with your hands, because I mean that lard is hot. I didn't leave very much headspace, but I think they'll still be alright. I think they'll still work. And I think the meat will sink a little more too. Kind of sink down as it cools with the vortex kind of stuff. So, alright. I don't like leaving this big. Well guys, after you can it in hot lard, this is how mine looks right here. You can see there's some lard on the jar, but it's hardened, so it don't really matter. But basically it just seals. It forms an airtight seal. This one I'll probably eat one of the first ones because it's got more headspace, but here's some more of them. They're very solid. As long as you have cool temperatures, they'll stay solid and seal the meat in. If you have a root cellar, even in the summer, it'll stay solid. But if I just left them here on my porch, in the summertime, they'd maybe last 6 months like this, I believe. I've done this and ate them up to like 8 months plus past canning them in this hot lard. You can see the lids actually seal because of the hot lard. As it cools down, it forms a vortex and sucks the lid down. So I mean, they do actually have a slight seal as well, but just figured I'd show you guys that. Come on, Bailey. What's up, buddy? See it? See it? See it? Sit, sit, sit. Nice catch, nice catch. Sit. Well, we'll let you chew that up first. Sit, sit. Oh, wow, that was a good catch. That was like Jerry Rice. Good catch, boy, good catch. All right, guys, if you enjoy the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.